So you're thinking about moving to Avila Beach, California? Well, in this video, I'm going to bring you into my computer and I'm going to show you on a map, Avila Beach, California. I'm going to take you through the neighborhoods, fun things to see, fun things to do, and some fun trivia as well. So hang in there till the very, very end because I'm going to share something that you don't want to miss. It's one of the best kept secrets. And we're going to get after it right now. If this is your first time to the channel and you want to know everything there is to know about living in Avila Beach, California, then hit the subscribe button below and make sure you click the bell too, so you'll be the first to know and get notifications when I put new information out about Avila Beach. We get calls from people like you every day looking for help moving to Avila Beach. So whether you're moving in 9 days or 90 days, again, just give me a call, shoot me a text or an email. I'd love to help you out. I want to help you make your transition and your move to Avila Beach as smooth as possible. So we're looking at an aerial view of Avila Beach. So Avila Beach is an absolutely gorgeous place here on the coast, on the Central Coast. And it's just such a fun place to always go and visit. I always like to share that the word Avila is actually a Chumash word. Chumash Indians were indigenous here and lived here long before the golf course and what we know as Avila Beach. And the word in Chumash, Avila, means hole in the sky. And it makes sense. The way geographically the Avila Beach is set up is it just happens to have many more sunny days than the rest of the coast. Even you can see down here, this is Pismo Beach and out into Oro Grande, and then to the north is San Luis Obispo. Now, San Luis Obispo is a little bit different. They do get some sun because they are inland. But down here along the coast, it tends to be foggy. We get fog in the mornings. We get fog in the May and June. We even have names for it called Bay Gray and June Gloom, all here around the coast. It's not at all unusual to drive up Highway 101, and this is all fogged in. But once you get onto Avila Beach Road and drive down here to Avila Beach, you'll find sun. And you can even come out here to the piers and look to the south and see the fog. So it literally is a very warm and sunny, pretty much a real happy place to be. Avila Beach is small though. There's not much to it. So I'm going to show you Avila Beach. So right off of 101, you're going to hit Avila Beach Road. And that immediately just turns inland right here, or towards Avila Beach. So we're going to hit this little trail here at close to the top. There are some hot springs, so there's some really neat public warm sulfur swimming pools and hot tubs that you can swim in up here. They're actually called Avila Hot Springs. Down the street a little bit farther, excuse me, had a little itch there. Down the street here, you'll find Sycamore Mineral Springs. There are more springs. This is actually some hills right here along Avila Beach Road. And you can go to the Sycamore Mineral Springs. They have a hotel, they have a restaurant, they have a swimming pool, and they have private hot tubs that you can go and rent. So you could walk up in the hills, you get your own private hot tub at Sycamore Mineral Springs, and it's just a great, really fun adventure. Now they've changed lately over the past few years. They did change the public mineral springs, meaning the small tubs that I'm saying you can go and rent. They changed them. They're still heated by the natural hot springs, but they've chlorinated the water. I think it's just because of the high turnover. It's kind of gross. It's a hot tub, and when you're renting it on an hourly basis, you don't have to be you don't need too much imagination to figure out what some people might be doing in that hour time frame that they're renting the hot tub. So anyway, those are chlorinated now, but if you go and you stay at the hotel at Sycamore Mineral Springs and you rent a hotel, they have suites that actually have their own private hot tub. And those hot tubs are still the natural mineral springs. So if you're missing that smell, that sulfur smell, and the minerals make your skin feel really nice and soft, and it's just so relaxing, you can still have access to the mineral springs by renting a room there at the hotel. Also, that first pool that I told you about that's at the beginning of Avila Beach Road, that still has that odor. You can smell the mineral springs, so it's not quite as chlorinated and quite as strong. So as we come down the street, just beyond, or actually right on the corner of where the Avila Hot Springs are, you're going to take a little road, and then there's a parking lot here, and that is a trailhead for the Bob Jones Bike Trail. Now, the Bob Jones Bike Trail goes all the way up to San Luis Obispo, way up to Prado Road, up by the drive-in movies, if you know where that is, up Highway 101. So there's a big chunk of the Bob Jones Trail in San Luis Obispo, and it feeds down right here to Avila Beach Road. So you park there, and that's really a great place to take the kids, take a bike, rollerblades, or just walk, whatever you want to do. And the Bob Jones Trail will take you kind of the back way right here through the golf course. Avila Beach has a real nice 18-hole golf course. So you'll walk or ride through the course. It's a wooded trail. There's a river and creeks and wildlife in here. It's a very, very beautiful place to go and visit and spend the day and get some exercise as well. Now, the Bob Jones Trail comes all the way down into the downtown Avila Beach area, and then you can go enjoy downtown. Now, before we do downtown, I wanted to show you again, Avila Beach is it's just not a very big place. There's not a lot of people that live there. It is high end. It is an expensive place to be, and it's worth it. We get the weather, and all this area up in here is called San Luis Bay Estates. This is a private community. It's a gated community, and there are a lot of homes up here. And the estates go through the hills of Avila Beach. So I just recently did a video and did some tours of some properties up here. You can get into, there's a small area where there's actually some manufactured homes that are on land in here in San Luis Bay Estates. And you can get into one of those. That's a low end. It doesn't sound very low end, but $700,000, $800,000, $900,000. You can get into a manufactured home here and actually own some land and own some property in San Luis Bay Estates. As you go through San Luis Bay Estates, the private homes are going to be in the millions of dollars, and they'll go up into several millions of dollars, depending on how big the lot is and how big the homes are. But again, it's beautiful. It's very natural and serene. There's wild turkeys, there's deer, there's bobcats. There's just a lot of wildlife. So to be right here, right next to San Luis Obispo, Pismo Beach, the Five Cities area, and live here in San Luis Bay Estates, it's very secluded, and it's really pretty exclusive to live there as well. So when we get out of San Luis Bay Estates and we come down Avila Beach Road, which is this road coming down this way, then the road goes around the golf course. So right here is Avila Beach Golf Course. That is an 18-hole public golf course. It's not our nicest course here on the coast, but again, because of the location and we're going through the hills, you see all the deer, the wildlife, the turkeys, bobcats, there's creeks and a small river going through. So it is a very nice getaway to go play golf there at that public golf course. Now, down at the base of the golf course, all the way down here, Bob Jones Trail does go all the way through this golf course, and it ends right about here where this little palm tree is. That's probably the resort there on the corner of San Luis Bay Drive. You can see the beach right here. Avila Beach is not a huge beach. It's not really deep or as big as Pismo Beach, but it does have a neat lagoon area with some fresh water for the kids to play in, and that goes down into the beach itself. So once you get down at the end of the Bob Jones Trail and you drive down to Avila Beach itself, then this is the small downtown area. On the side of the downtown area and up on this hill, we do have some single family residences and townhomes and different living opportunities. In the downtown area, especially right along the promenade, we tend to have more condominiums and multifamily living. It is not cheap by any stretch of the imagination. It's still very high end and very exclusive, but it is just a really fun, great place to be. You get the amazing weather of Avila Beach, and then once you get there, it's just such a nice, relaxed feeling and attitude that you get down there. It's really, really nice. So during the spring and the summer, you can come down on Friday evenings, and right along the promenade, they have a farmer's market where you can buy local produce, local honey. They usually have a band down at a bar there that's called Mr. Rick's. They play some reggae music or some other chill beach music. So you can go down and you can dance and have fun, have a couple of drinks, visit with your friends, and just really enjoy the Avila Beach area. So there's plenty of parking. There's a big old parking lot here. It is paid parking, but parking's not usually an issue because they have that big parking lot. So once we go a little bit further down Avila Beach, you can see this is the bay. It's San Luis Bay, and Avila Beach Road continues to go along the bay. You see that there are 3 piers in Avila Beach. This one is right in downtown. It's been closed for quite some time. Not sure what happened, if it washed away or if it just was unsafe, but it's been closed for quite a while, so we don't have people going out very far onto that pier right there. But as we go down Avila Beach Road here a little bit, you can see this really big, long pier. This one's cool because it belongs to Cal Poly. Cal Poly is the local California State University, San Luis Obispo, which is also Cal Poly. And so that is for their marine biology and other departments where they do oceanic research. And so that one is closed to the public, but it's just a really neat big place. And just imagine what it would be like to be a student and have access to this and be able to go out there and do your schoolwork. Now, as you go down a little bit farther past there, there's another beach. This beach is great. Along San Luis Bay or Avila Beach Road here, it's basically a tall cliff that goes along this beach. And the cliff itself is just covered with big rocks. The point is there is one boat ramp and I think 2 stairways to get down to that beach, and that's it. So that is actually an off-leash dog park. So you can bring your dog there, let them run around and socialize off leash. And really, it's a good time for the dogs and for the people as well. And then as we go a little bit farther, there's some new camping opportunities up here. They just recently built some cabins that you can rent. There are right along Avila Beach Road. There are some opportunities to park your RV and camp for the weekend. It's pretty popular, so you want to get there early. And then as we come down farther, we get down to Port San Luis. You can see these little spots, these little dots here. Those are all boats. Because it's in a bay, the boats stay out here, and you can go out to Port San Luis. This is open to the public, and you can actually drive your car out here onto this pier, Port San Luis. You can park out there. There's a restaurant. You can fish. It's free fishing off of the pier out there. And it's also a great place to go buy fresh fish. There's a couple of opportunities, some fish stores out there selling fresh fish, and you can actually go and catch up to the fishing boats if you go at the right time, and you can get really, really fresh fish. In fact, they're actually catching fish now. I don't know how they do it. I asked them and they explained it to me. It just didn't make sense, so I can't regurgitate it to you. But they catch the fish and keep them alive, and they're in buckets. So you can bring a bucket of salt water out there and you can buy live fish. So you can't get any fresher than that. If you see your fish swimming and you bring it home and you get it and make it for dinner, now that is a fresh fish dinner. So that's just a great opportunity there at Port San Luis. Now, also at the base of Port San Luis down here, you can rent kayaks and you can rent the stand-up surfboards that you paddle, the paddle boards. You can cruise around out here. I mean, we've seen some really cool videos of people in their kayaks. They have whales stop by. There's dolphins, there's sea lions. So there's a lot of activity, a lot of marine life and activity that's happening out there. You can paddle through or around this this pier, and you can go out to another beach, which is right here on the point, and then you can walk up some stairs and go up to a lighthouse. There's a really old lighthouse up there that I believe is still active, and they're still using it for the purpose of a lighthouse. So you can go up in that direction too. So that's Avila Beach. That's what it has to offer. Now, the last thing I'm going to point out is there is a Diablo Canyon. Diablo Canyon is a nuclear power plant. It is currently active, and it produces the majority of the power for the Central Coast here. So that shows why. You can see over here, over at San Luis Bay Estates and the golf course, this is all established, but there's nothing here. All of this land is basically empty because it belongs to PG&E. So this is like just wildlife area. There are some opportunities to get out there and visit. I'm not exactly sure how people do that, but you can get out and see some of that wildlife. But that's why this is so empty here on my map of Avila Beach. So that is your map tour of Avila Beach, California. Finally, thanks for sticking around. I told you to wait until the end. I have a really cool thing to share with you about Avila Beach. So once the farmers market starts happening on Friday afternoons, that happens in late spring, and then it goes through the summer. Every Friday there we have the farmers market there in Avila Beach. There is a really cool and free trolley that's run by the San Luis Obispo transit system. And the trolley goes up and down Avila Beach road. It goes down all the way to Pismo Beach, down to the outlets in Pismo, and they run a loop all the way out to Port San Luis. So you can avoid the traffic and you can avoid the parking when you want to go down and enjoy Avila Beach on the weekends. So I hope to see you there. And again, call for anything.